The Badgers travel to Ann Arbor, Michigan for the first time since 2010 to take on number 4 Michigan this Saturday. The game will start at 2:30 p.m., be televised by ABC. Head coach Paul Chryst is here. We'll have some opening comments, then take questions.
Certainly looking forward to this week with our players and getting ready to play. I think it's a very good, well-coached and talented Michigan team. But really looking forward to today, getting back with the kids. A lot of them were up yesterday, but getting back with them and start this week's preparation.
Jason.
Paul, after watching the film on Saturday, how impressed were you with Brett Connor's performance?
I thought he did some good things, and certainly got a number of areas where he can get better, but appreciate the work that he put into it and the preparation, and thought he did some good things. And I thought Michael was good getting him at the guard spot, and I thought that was, as a team, we did some good things and gave us a chance to win, and there's areas we can get better.
Paul, you guys were very successful on 3rd and long Saturday, which is not easy to do. But Michigan, I think, is outstanding, just third down defense in general. Have you seen enough yet to know why they've been so successful to this point in keeping teams from converting?
No, they are. They're really good they're good defense, and I think that's part of it, not just on 3rd down, but certainly have been effective. And I think they've got, Coach Brown he's a really good football coach. It's a really good scheme, and I think they've done a nice job, similar to ours, in with the transition of looks to me that their players understand what they're doing, have confidence in it, and I think they've got a really good group of players across the board, and so good scheme with good players. That's a good recipe for us. It's a challenge.
Paul, what did you see in T.J. Watt that made you suggest he should switch to outside linebacker in the first place? And has he picked it up maybe quicker than you would have thought?
It's not that he picked it up faster or slower than I thought. I think that TJ's a really good football player, and he's an unbelievable worker, and he's smart. I think he loves the game, and so you would never. How do you put a timetable on that development, right? And I appreciate it, and it's been fun to see him grow and develop, and last year have success, and then build off of that, and so he's been fun to see, and he could be. I still think he could be an unbelievably good tight end too, So, but he's been fun to watch.
Dennis.
Paul, when your defense is playing as well as did on Saturday, what kind of impact does that have on your offensive game plan, if any?
Well, I think it certainly changed even through the course of the game. The game plan, I think when you set up a game plan, you try to make sure that it handles that within the plan that you're preparing your kids for, it handles whatever type of game it plays out to be. And it went from some of the separation in points last week, Moose's return for a touchdown, and then we had the good field position and we were able to capitalize on that. I think it was the next drive. That all changes maybe how you play or what you do with it. But I think as you plan for it, you don't know how each game plays out, and so you've got to prepare for being able to do it no matter what it takes. If it's a close game, if you're ahead, if you're behind, if it's bad weather, if it's windy, you know what I'm saying? So it's but it certainly has been really good when we've been getting some takeaways, and when you can have a short field or and then special teams tie in. That's what I love about it. Everything ties in, and you have to play off each other, and I think that's how you plan. You have to have a number of plans for whatever happens that day. I don't know if that answered the question, but.
Yeah.
Paul, you mentioned you think TJ could be a heck of a tight end, and playing both sides of the ball is not easy, but Jabrill Peppers plays defense, special teams, a little bit of offense sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
What jumps out at you when you look at him in particular on defense and what he gives them in terms of special teams in the return game?
He's a special football player, and there's two things when I think of him. One is there aren't a lot of players that can impact the game in all three phases like he does. And then when you watch him some more, that he does a lot of the little things that are kind of reserved for, when you specialize in it. And that's what's impressive is, his knowledge and awareness of the game. Clearly, as an athlete, he's special, but I think the football part of him, the understanding, that's what to me really makes him. He's got to be the best player in college football right now. He's probably talking about football and doing everything. Yeah, I feel like this is a good team we're getting ready to play, and every unit, offense, defense, special teams is going to be tested, and it's going to be challenged, and our kids will see that, and they'll prepare this week so that we can maximize the opportunity of playing this game Saturday.
Jason.
Paul, Michigan went through, some down years by their standards. How do you think Jim's been able to turn that program around so quickly?
Jim's a really good football coach, and I think he's got a really good staff, and obviously they've got good players, and so I think that combination has, Jim's done that a number of places. He did it at San Diego and did it at Stanford, and had success with the Niners and doing it at Michigan. So Jim's a good football coach, and I think, like I said, they got good staff and good players.
Andy?
Paul, one of the things that you've seemed to do consistently well on defense this year is limit what opponents are able to do on first down, giving you a favorable second down and distance. What goes into that, and how important really is that into how your defense is able to do what it wants to do and imposing its will?
Well, I think that's a big part of when you play the game. Whether you're, defense or offense, if you can be ahead of the sticks or behind the sticks, we say. But if you can be productive on first down, then you've got the upper hand as an offense. And conversely, if you can limit their success on first down, now you're kind of chasing the sticks, and so it's a big part of it. I think every team would say the same thing. I don't think we're unique, and I'm unique in saying that. And yet I think when we're playing good defense, it's because every guy is doing their 1/11th. They're doing their job, and they're trusting that the others are going to do theirs, and so therefore they can put all their attention and all their effort and all their focus, energy into being the best at doing whatever that is they have to do. I think it's as simple as that. The guys are doing their job, and then anytime when you play this game, then all of a sudden there's a opportunity for a play, and that play has to be made, and if you make enough plays, you give yourself a chance to win.
Paul, Alex Hornibrook was saying earlier that he felt a connection with you very early in the recruiting process. I'm just curious, did you feel it too, that this was not only a kid that you liked as a football player, but as an individual as well?
Absolutely. That's why we offered him. But I think that's a big component, especially at that position, that there's a fit. Not that you're looking for a certain cookie cutter, but I think that the quarterbacks have been around. We spent a lot of time, and they love the game and have to work at it, and knew that he had those qualities.
Paul, you've gone on fourth downs. You've gone for it several times this year. I know once against LSU early, a couple times last week on that one drive. What factors go into your mind going into a game, that you're going to go for it or try a field goal? Do you play it by ear? Do you have a game plan going in?
There's always a plan. I think you try to just, you can't script everything out so much, and but you do, you have an idea of maybe really what you think you need to do to give your team the best chance, and it depends on how the kids are doing and what the opponent's doing, and so it's but it's definitely a plan.
Coach, what do you remember about the last time you guys went to Michigan and played there when you were offensive coordinator here?
I'm trying to think. I think the last time we were there, it was a good day. Hello, Scott. Yeah, it was a good day. Liked it. Means nothing this week. That was the one. All right. Oh,
Your thoughts
Thought we'd
on
end on that one.
Yeah, sorry. Your thoughts on Andrew Endicott stepping in even after missing, and then any idea about Rafael this week?
Yeah, no idea yet, for sure. But Andy had done. I mean, he'd played in games, so I wasn't worried. I don't think any of us were worried about that. And you appreciate every time a kid gets an opportunity to do something. And I didn't realize that those were the first points that he had scored. And that's, they can never take him away from him. It's pretty cool. And yet what I really liked was he worked and was really good all week. So he did all the things to give himself the chance, and didn't want to miss the extra point, but came back and that you love, and that's playing the game, and so it was good, and I didn't know he hadn't got any points, kicked before, but he was a big factor for us, helped us win games last year, and that's what I love about, kids when they get an opportunity. What do you do with that opportunity? And the best thing you can do is be prepared and then do all you can to do your best.
The boys that Alex played with, what are the expectations you have for quarterbacks going into the game for their game prep for the week, and what did you like about his approach?
I thought he did a great job in each day preparing, and that takes time, and there's a lot that goes into it, and it's knowing your opponent, it's knowing the game plan, it's then going out and being able to execute it, and then seeing it, and okay, this is where I can be better at it, and working on that the next day. It's never ending, and thought he did a really good job, and I thought it was pretty cool. Bart did a lot of stuff during the game and during the week to help him, and that's good stuff.
Paul, it would seem you've reached the big time that you have ice cream named after you at Babcock Hall. Have you had some of that?
No, but if it's Babcock, I'm sure it's good.
Paul, when Dan Volz went down, you guys talked about him trying to help the old lineman. What's Chris Orr's role on a Saturday? I see him, it looks like he's wearing a headset, and he seems to be pretty animated down on the sidelines. What does he try to do?
He's been a lot of help, and he's on the headsets with the coaches, and he can help in some of the communication from Justin upstairs to the backers, and I've always been impressed with Chris's knowledge of the game, and he has been helpful, and it's been good for everyone. I think it's good for Chris, but it's been helpful for others, and it's pretty neat.
Anything else for Coach?
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Paul.